Ladies and gentlemen, I have entered for the first time in my MCOC career a Battlegrounds tournament. Yeah, that is right. If I beat several of my alliance mates in consecutive Battlegrounds rounds, then I win like $100. But if I lose any of these matches, then I owe them like a tenner. Which I suppose that's worth it. It's all fun and games after all. It's for content. And I want to show you today how to lose a Battlegrounds match in 6.9 seconds. Because the first match of the first round of this tournament was just self-sabotage after self-sabotage after cock-up, mistake after mistake. It's just no. The whole thing was awful. And I want to teach you how to not be like me. How to not be a complete clown show. So the moment that I hit play on this is the moment I start subjecting you to this nonsense. So we're up against Lombarda here. He is a member of my battle group, and he's a very nice man. And before we headed into this, we decided to blacklist one champion from each of our decks that we didn't want to deal with, we didn't want to see. He naturally banned my rank 4 version of Chad Bones, and I banned the terrorist because he didn't have a rank 4, so I reverted to form. We are going to have to deal with, however, a rank 3 version of Medusa, who is absolutely terrifying, even if we're not doing this in the Gladiator Circuit meta, where she just becomes cancerous. She's still a phenomenal Cosmic Champion, one I did not want to have to deal with. And every time I see someone ranking up Medusa, I just get upset, because I got Sentinel out of the gacha box. And Sentinel's fantastic, but I have no way of awakening him. And I just want Medusa or Black Panther Civil War. Just either one. Can Sentinel just piss off and give me one of the other ones? Seriously. Anyway, drafting Guardian here. A safe first draft. I would have drafted Domino, but then he immediately proceeded to draft 3 Domino counters. Domino is really a second to last or last draft sort of champion. Very, very powerful, very easily countered nowadays, so not immediately. Anyway, that's a very nice rank 3 version of the Wolf, and I believe he drafts, Arcade alongside it. That is an enormous Sasquatch. We're going to be picking that up. And heading into this match, I was feeling quite confident. I've built a reputation in my alliance for being the Battlegrounds bully, because for whatever reason they seem to think that I'm invulnerable. That is very much not the case. As Lombarda is about to find out, I am more than capable of mistakes. Even if going into this I felt quite confident, obviously the draft had to go quite well. And right now, it wasn't quite there. I don't have a coherent counter to everything he has, and he seems to be quite resilient in his draft currently, which is irritating. He does have a bigger account than me, so even if he's scared, he does have the advantage, and I need to get it right. Which currently I'm not doing, because I would kill to have that Cape Bishop, but it's his, and that's frustrating. I get my own onslaught, but apart from that, it looks like a bit of a loose draft. And we're coming up on mistake number 1. Obviously, before we get into that, we need to finish up our drafts, but we're coming up on it. It happens very, very quickly, basically immediately. But I decided to draft Deadpool X-Force as an attacker alongside Onslaught, and there's Count Nefaria. Obviously, he can't use Nefaria against both Enchantress and Sasquatch, so maybe the plan for me is to use one of them on round 1, then round 2, and then use another one round 3 to try and win. But here, my turn to place first, and I believe I'm going to go with Enchantress. Is that correct? Yes. I'm going to go with Enchantress to try and bait out his Nefaria, and Lombarda is going to hit us with... Can't remember. Who is it? Dust. Right. So what's really important in situations like these, in the first round of a tournament, is not to do anything stupid, not to overthink it, not to try and do anything clever. Just get a win on the board and don't worry about it. What you don't do is yeet your chances of victory into the depths of hell by choosing an attacker that will melt, literally melt, in the presence of your opponent's defender. Deadpool X-Force is the perfect example of me trying to be clever. Right? Oh, because he'll change his damage source from Bleeds to Split. I don't care. Right? To those of you who don't know, because in my defense, this was just a case of not knowing something, but in Dust's awakened ability, she has up to a 99.99% chance whenever a bleed debuff is prevented by an immunity to place a sand debuff on the opponent. And as you can see, I already have a sandstorm on me. And I'll give you a clue, it's not going to be the last one in this match. Okay. That was stupid, right? And I could have taken the easy route. I could have gone with literally anybody else and probably had an easier time. But no, I had to be clever, and it didn't go particularly well. I get a second sandstorm on me, and I'll give you a clue. I'm not going to finish this fight. It's not going to end well for me. Even if we're about to launch off our big damage burst, I only have a rank 6 Double X-Force. It's not going to be enough to kill. She goes down to 25%, which is nice. But the moment we swap back to bleed debuffs, it's not going to end well for me. And there it is. Now we have the sand coming back on us. We're going to bait out another SP2, hopefully. There we go. And we are going to get clipped by this one. Yep. And I'm going to be able to throw off another SP2, but I don't think I'm going to survive much longer than this animation. Chuck off the grenade, and I die. 27,000 points. Now, Enchantress may be a disgrace to humanity, and she may be a disgustingly difficult defender, but I don't think she's going to cook quite that hard. Even rank 3 Count Nefarious in this meta can have problems against Enchantress. To be fair, every champion can have problems against Enchantress because she is a cheeky bastard, but I don't think she's going to cook that hard. We're just waiting for him to come out of the match right now. And don't worry, we're not all that far away from mistake number 2. Is he going to time out or is he going to kill her? He doesn't even kill her, but he's still going to win the round. 40,000 points. It's not good, but it's better than what I did. I've just thrown it. He literally thought, I remember we texted a little bit after the match, and he said, what did you throw? Matty threw the first round. I thought I was playing with him, but no. That was genuinely just me being a complete clown show. But we're not all that far away from round 2, because Lombarda here is going to give us our defender for round 2, and I believe he's going to hit us with Arcade. So it's really important in situations such... It's the same joke. Is it even worth me saying this? You already know I'm going to do something stupid. You already know it's going to be completely avoidable and completely unnecessary. I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to make the same joke twice. I'm going to do it as if nothing happened. Right, ready? It's really important in situations such as these to not do anything stupid. Just to get it to round 3 and worry about round 3 later. Don't overthink it. Don't try and be clever. Just get it to round 3 and worry about the rest later. Because round 1 was a shit show. The best you can do now is survive round 2 and worry about the rest later. What you don't do is, in an effort to save Hulkling for round 3, use Guardian against Arcade. If you don't know why that's a dumb thing to do, let me demonstrate. Like, do you get that sort of content from Legacy or KT1? No, you don't. See, this is why you log into my channel, because it's funny. Because I do stupid shit like this. You don't get that content elsewhere. Hit the subscribe button. Anyway, I suppose I better show the rest of this match, or all the dying moments of this round, just for the sake of finishing this video off. But if you haven't worked it out, Arcade's immune to shock. Yeah, what a surprise. With all 3 of his pre-fights activated, which of course he does get while he's defending, Arcade is immune to a variety of DOTs, including shock. And by the end of this match, I was stuck in his Poisonous Cloud. He was gaining Arcade tokens. He was unstoppable. I was backed up against a wall. I was praying for this to be over. And even though Onslaught cooked, and he didn't even get 40,000 points, it was enough. And yeah, the Deadpool emoji is the correct reaction. I'm sorry for making this video. I'm sorry. This is probably an insult to your intelligence, having you watch this, because, I mean, you already knew what was going to happen the moment I made those choices. But it's funny. So, deal with it, I suppose. And hey, even though Lombarda took the first match, it was the best of 3. And don't worry, I haven't lost all of my brain cells just yet, because I did win the 2 other matches, and I'm not down $10 yet. I am still in the hunt. So yes, that is just about all I have for you today. If you have made it this far, and you've done well to suffer my stupidity, then thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.